Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Holliston High School's Kamitian Field, where you will see your Holliston Panthers take on the Dedham Marauders. And the crowd erupts. That's better. And now for your starting lineups. For the Dedham Marauders, number 1, Brooke Moreno. Number 6, Julia Walsh. Number 7, Tori Lebrecht. Number 8, Madison Williams. Number 11, Ruby Roslanek. Number 12, Maddie Chu. Number 13, Julie McLean. Number 16, Emily Bonsall. Number 18, Peyton McDonald. Number 25, Charlotte Kelly. And number 27, Viv Aranda. Dedham is coached by head coach Don Savvy. And now for your Holliston Panthers. Number 00, she's a senior, Kira Lucas. Number 1, she's a senior, Claire Fitzgerald. Number 3, she's a sophomore, Lauren Mulvaney. Number 4, she's a senior, Bella Uki. Number 7, she's a junior, Ellie Grandforce. Number 8, she's a sophomore, Nora McGilliot. Number 9, she's a sophomore, Sophie Grant. Number 11, she's a senior, Caitlin Clark. Number 13, she's a junior, Hannah Holden. Number 14, she's a sophomore, Lucy Mancuso. And number 22, she's a sophomore, Kate McCarran. Holliston is coached by head coach Brielle Chadsey and assistant coach Joel Stembridge. Now would everyone please rise and face to the southwest and join in the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the Welcome to America. Okay, everybody, and welcome back to Holliston High School's Kamitian Field for Girls Varsity Soccer. Here today, the Holliston Panthers are taking on the Dedham Marauders. Holliston comes into a record today with a record of 6, 7, and 1.
Volume. How do you turn the volume down?
Oh, we're having a little volume issue. Hold on a second. Holliston comes into a record with 6, 7, and 1. We got our technical guys over here in a second. And Dedham comes into today's game with a record of 9, 3, and 1. And this is, of course, being brought to you once again by none other than your local cable access TV station.
Down.
Your local cable access TV station, Holliston Hub. Sorry, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty, but Tom Harmon is figuring this out right now. And we should be good. Stand by. Back in the old days, you have some like kind of big vertical rectangles that we'd be seeing on the screen, and then, boop, we're back. So we're back. Holliston once again. Holliston High School is taking on Dedham, and this is brought to you none other by the Holliston Hub. And the Holliston Hub, the artist formerly known as HCAT, is broadcast. I'm your host, John Drohan, with the godfather of Holliston soccer and also my father-in-law, John Marshall. How are you?
Very good.
Okay, your sound system's all set up?
Absolutely.
It was a little loud?
It sure was.
Okay, all right. So so that's good. Just know that all your hearing mechanisms are working well.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
And our production team, Tom and Kate, are here running the show. We'll be consulting with them throughout the broadcast. So you guys stay on your toes, pay attention, don't go to sleep. Okay. So Holliston, of course, is in their crimson red, their home crimson red, and Dedham is in their visiting white. And we see it's a little bit different. Holliston usually starts going from northeast to southwest, but now they are the tides have turned, and Holliston is now playing from southeast to northwest, and Dedham playing the other way, and we're underway. So Holliston coming in today, as we said, has had a bit of a tough time as of late. They lost the last game we were here. They lost a heartbreaker to Ashland on senior night, and a last-second goal, 1-0. So we'll see if Holliston can kind of turn it around today, and this is their last home game of the season.
Oh, that's a shame. Actually, they played extremely well last week, I thought.
And there's a goal.
Oh,
speaking extremely well, in the first minute as we were getting going, Holliston scores the first goal. So Holliston's on the board. Not sure who caught that. I think it might have been Bella Utke. I think that might have been Utke scoring. Number 4, she's a senior. We'll get confirmation on that. We'll get confirmation from some of the crowd as we were in introduction. But I think Holliston's – so that's Bella Utke. We got confirmation from Tom. And here we go. So Holliston on the board as early as you can get. There's Utke right there. Utke goes down but stays up. So Holliston, as we were saying, we're struggling as of late, but not as of the immediate.
We start again. Yeah.
They're here. So Holliston off to a good start.
Well, we'll start again. Right? As far as we were saying, that was a heartbreaking loss for Holliston last week. They really played very well, and they were both very equal teams, and you could see it was verified throughout the game. I mean, it was back and forth all the time, and it just goes to show you, 1 second. When you let up your concentration, it can be disastrous, and that's exactly what happened to Holliston. It was really undeserved, but that's the way it goes,
I mean, it was disastrous indeed, and as we said, it was a last-second goal.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, but it looks like Holliston seems to have shaken it off.
Well,
and Dedham, as I said, comes into this game with a good record of 9-3-1, and I was talking to Coach Don Savvy before the game, and he said, that they've been playing the way they're supposed to play. Ball in, shot from Dedham striker, but easy one hopper to Kira Lucas. He said that they've been playing as he thought, and they're right on the edge of being one of those teams that's going to be able to host a home playoff game. So Dedham's they're no to use your words, they're no slouch.
No, they're no slouch. The most dangerous time of the game, really, if people think about it, is the first few minutes and the last few minutes, particularly where a close game is concerned. And I think, to be honest, it was so fast I couldn't even see where it came from.
I think it was Kate McCarron who might have the ball on the right side and found Utke in front, and Utke just put it past the goal. It was on a tough angle.
Yeah.
It just found its way into the goal. So Holliston up early, and I'm sure Dedham is like, wow, that was something unexpected. So we'll see how Dedham reacts to this and see how Holliston does as well. So
it'd be very interesting.
Keep the pressure on.
It'd be very, very interesting to see how Dedham does react to that, because this must have knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
That'll definitely get you. It'll get your attention.
Yeah, but.
And as was brought to my attention, this game, as I said, is brought by the Holliston Hub, which is the center of all information and things to know about Holliston. The reason the Holliston Hub exists is because of our sponsors. And we have 5 fall sponsors that are here that we'll talk about more throughout the game. That's a shot in by Hannah Holden. She turns it and gets it wide of the post. Today's sponsors are, of course, Superette, which is in downtown Holliston at one of the Holliston institutions. Also, Basil's Pizza, another one of Holliston's restaurant institutions. The Henry Studio, great photography. None other than my good friend Rich Powers. The Central Cafe, which of course Central Cafe is the place where anything you need to get, you can go to the Central Cafe and get it. And then of course Main Effort Financial, your hometown financial and retirement planning center. So we'll talk more about all of those guys, as they are very generous and enable us to kind of do what we do as we're back underway. So Holliston spent some time down in Dedham's End, and you see that. There's your player. You're a big fan of Kate McCarron, number 22. McCarron gets a turn in there and she hits the ball with her left foot just wide of that post.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's up and down right now. So he's got to settle in, and particularly midfielders have to settle in.
Dedham pushing up the right side. Looks like number 8, Madison Williams, gets taken up by Claire Fitzgerald, senior captain. There's Lucy Mancuso on the outside, and she comes away with it. Another nice tackle. Mancuso again. So talking to Coach Brielle Chadsey before the game, we're talking a little bit about that Ashland game last week. And she had said, a couple of her defenders, one being Claire Fitzgerald, said, I'd like to come up to try and score, see if we can, get on the board. And Coach Chadsey was like, yep, you can do it. And I just don't want to lose this game. And Claire's like, well, we're not going to lose. And then, unfortunately, the hands of fate didn't work in their favor.
Yeah, but that didn't come. That didn't come because somebody went up and left the back unprotected. That didn't come from that at all.
No, it didn't. No, we that was not.
They were playing very well in moving forward and coming back and defending. That was not. You can't criticise them for anything there or make any statement about the loss based on that.
Well, we'd said that pregame. We were talking about how the defense, did, played a strong game all the way up to the end, where it seemed like there was just a little bit of maybe some fatigue setting in that game, or at least right at the end. So we're underway here, and Holliston's still trying to keep the ball down in Dedham and see if they can find another crease to be able to see if they can make this game really interesting for Dedham. Here they come. Holden across in the middle, trying to find McCarron.
Oh.
Grandforce is there, just doesn't get enough on it. So Ellie Grandforce comes up. She's the defending mid. She comes up and looks like Holliston's leaning forward in the foxhole right now, as we say. McElliott on the outside, sophomore. You got 3 sophomores in the back. Three sophomores and the senior Fitzgerald.
Well, that's very good for the future.
Always planning for the future. So Holliston is right on the cusp of making the playoffs. So they are. This is a very, very important game for Holliston to enable them to secure a playoff bid. Ball across. Lucas, nice save. Looked like it might have been going wide, but she still gets her hands on it anyway. Good athletic play by Kira Lucas. Be looking at. Well, they'll need a good game from her tonight.
They will
to keep pace with Dedham as I imagine Dedham's going to be able to kind of start sorting this out and be able to get some pressure on Holliston.
I would imagine with Dedham's record that the forwards are a pretty good bunch. Well, I see right now, I think that they're not doing anything stupid anyway, which is.
That's good. They're not doing anything stupid, right?
Yeah, that's very good actually.
That's a great starting point.
Yeah.
Don't do anything stupid.
Oh, I've done my number of stupid things.
Your fair share of stupid?
Yeah, no.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if stupid's a strong word. I would say, maybe aggressive. Ambitious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stupid. That just doesn't seem like it. And reckless, maybe even go as far as that.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, the sophomores across the back are Lucy Mancuso playing that right outside back, and then your center backs, McElliott and Sophie Grant. Sophie Grant, number 9, just played a fantastic game and continues to really be a solid force in the back. And although they're losing number 1, Fitzgerald, who's defending right now, they're going to lose her to graduation. Sophie Grant's going to be she's going to be the anchor back there on that back line for a couple years to come for Coach Shadsey.
Who is number 3 out there?
Who is number 3? That's a great question. That's Lauren Mulvaney. So Mulvaney, who is another force to be reckoned with. Mulvaney, if Holliston is going to put together some offense, some consistent offense, Mulvaney is going to be in the middle of it. Mulvaney, an attacking mid, Hannah Holden, and then, of course, 22, Kate McCarran, was the best finisher they have. But Holliston's first finish today came from sophomore Bella Uki. So Uki on the board in the first minute of this game. A brisk day here at Holliston High School at Kamitian Field, but nonetheless, there's Utke. Hard touch. Grand Force comes up to help. And there's McElliott. Fitzgerald racing back. She's going to let that go out of bounds. So as we move in, Holliston, as I said, that Holliston has shown some really, for lack of a better term, actually there's no better term, some good football. In many of the games that we've seen this year, it seems that even when they were down, when they were chasing, they keep their positions. They stay composed, and it really isn't until towards the end of the game where they start to you see a little more gaps, a little more space on their marks, and unfortunately, that's like you said, that's the time of the game when you kind of need it most.
Yep.
So we'll see here. We'll see how they pace themselves and see if they can stay consistent. Because if they can play the way we've seen them play, they're Holliston's a team not to overlook. Lucas left foot out finds Uki. Uki playing with her back to the goal, and Dedham with numbers.
Who did you say number 3 was?
So 3 is Lauren Mulvaney.
Okay.
And we just had Ella Lombardo. So Ella Lombardo, number 20, has come in. And she's playing up front in the attacking mid. So we have Caitlin Clark, number 11, senior captain. Lombardo has come in. Looks like Lombardo's come in for Hannah Holden. Holden taking a break. And Mulvaney on that left side, number 3, the other attacking midfielder. And there's McCarran. And that 1-4, McCarran sends it forward, trying to find somebody. Mulvaney's there. McElliott's there to help out.
Mulvaney has a shadow.
Mulvaney has a shadow for a reason.
Oh, I know she does. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Now, I'm
so
very interested in how she uses that.
it's interesting to see, right? Because then...
Well, she can take that kid out of the game.
So we'll see if Coach Chazzy recognizes that Mulvaney is getting heavily marked. And I'm sure that in the same vein, 22, Kate McCarron is also getting marked. Interesting strategy. Way to pick that up. See, again, this is why your contract gets renewed every single year. Yep. Either your agent doesn't even have to call. Say, here's the number. This is the...
No, I'm saying that because she's walking. She's like walking up into the attack. She's taking that girl up into the defense. She's taking that girl into the defense. She shouldn't do that. If she realizes this is going on, she can walk her around. She can come and walk out here.
She walk out to the 50-yard line.
Right out. Yeah, right. She just take her out of there. She should not let her come and participate in the attack like that's what's going on now, because she's taking her back into the goal area. And she's adding another defending player in there, and that is not the right thing to do. It's not a smart thing to do. But in doing that, she can. Once you realise that, you can play them out of the game.
So Dedham free kick, ball in, good ball in. It bounces. Lucas is there, and she's able to scoop it up.
That's
Bounces
nice,
right in front of the goal. No Dedham player was able to get there.
Look.
You can see it. So Mulvaney's she's marked heavily, and as is McCarron.
What number's McCarron? 22?
McCarron's 22.
Oh, they have been told to watch those two.
That's for all the right reasons.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's Mancuso on the outside. Mancuso's going to get a whistle. A hard tackle.
She's taking her right up into the
We'll have to get word down.
Now.
We'll have to get word down to
come on,
Coach Chazzy.
Oh yeah, right.
Chazzy, do we have sideline? We have this microphone right here. We can call. Beth can call down to the sideline and just give some coaching feedback from the booth. It's like in American football, we're the offensive coordinator sitting up here calling the plays. Free kick in. And it's going to go to Lucas. 15 minutes in, and Holliston leads by a score of 1-0 on a first-minute Bella Utke goal. And I haven't seen a lot of Dedham threat yet, but I'm wondering if that's kind of on purpose to kind of see how this is playing out. Here they come. Fitzgerald's there. And it's going to go out. It's going to be a Dedham throw. So Mulvaney and McCarron marked, and we'll see if that see how that plays out. See if we can get some numbers forward and possibly a mismatch. Get some of those midfielders to come up for Holliston on the attack. So Dedham's keeper is Viv Aranda, number 27. She's a sophomore. So Aranda got a surprise early in the game when the Utke goal, but hasn't really been challenged since. Utke comes out. Holden comes back in. And looks like Mancuso's coming out. Let's see who else is in for Holliston. Karen, looks like number 15, that's Ciccarella. She's a freshman. So it looks like Coach Chadzy's trying to get some of her youth playing, get some live game minutes. Here comes Holliston on the attack. Throw on the outside. Number 12, Chloe Buckley is in as well. Buckley getting some varsity minutes here. Holden on the outside. And there's Sophie Grant. She fights. She holds off. She's going to be able to keep it. Be a Holliston throw. So talking more about those marks, about the heavy marks, you said, so what's the strategy at that point? If you know that you're going to get shadowed, what's a good tactic to do? I mean, you said one, don't take it down into the defense, right?
No, I mean, she shouldn't. Don't take her down on the defence, and then every now and again just walk out wide on the right out to the side here by the fifth, where nobody is. And if she keeps following you, in the end she get fed up, and she'll probably walk away and leave you wide open. Of course, your team's got to see that going on, but it's not a good strategy on the defensive side to do that, because it takes that player out of the game. And these days in modern soccer, it's a free-flowing game. The backs go up in defence just as much as the attack. The thing you have to know is who your man is you're marking, and when they're near the ball, you get there. But that means that sometimes you've got to streak half the length of the field to catch up where she is. But your players sort of support you behind you. But she's more worth trying to get into the attack than she is, and then she makes the Holliston player then start wanting to defend her.
There you go. There you go.
It's a negative attacking strategy, quite frankly.
Well, I mean, unless it's a real threat, right? And so far, other than that first goal, but it's not like there's Mulvaney there. It's not like she's not getting the ball.
You haven't got anybody like that. I mean, you even watch the games where people like Messi are playing. They're not heavily marked. They are directly. They come within a sniff of the ball. Boom, they're covered. You bet your life they are. But before that, they're not allowed to dominate the game by their absence.
And there you go. And there's right, and that's a great dominate the game by the sea. These are all the pearls that are getting. I hope everybody's writing these down.
I got them from a Christmas cracker.
When you're near, I like the marking strategy of when you're near the ball, you get there.
Yeah, that's how.
There it is. That's how you play it.
To me, it said to me a number of times, John, go where you like, but when you need it, man, you better be there.
Get there. There you go.
Yeah.
Simple, easy to understand.
Yeah.
Easy to understand. Maybe easier said than done.
Oh, yeah. Of course, it always is.
So Holliston and Dedham kind of doing a little dancing here in the midfield, back and forth. No real threats, no real attacks. Maybe both are trying to see if they can play this more strategically.
I think they're...
There's Mulvaney. Mulvaney with a turn. She gets there, and Mulvaney doesn't get it. And there's no whistle.
I tell you,
she wanted one.
That little back isn't bad.
Yep.
She's all right. She's pretty sure of herself. She's pretty sure on her feet, and she's okay.
So that is, we're talking about number 13.
Yeah.
That's Julie McLean.
I mean, I'd like to see. I wonder what would happen if you started
marking her.
If they freed her up a little bit to streak upfield every now and again, because she's obviously been told to mark the heck out of this person.
There's McCarran. She gets ahead on him, and McCarran is getting shadowed by Brooke Moreno, number 1 for Dedham.
Absolutely.
So back and forth game right now. No real threats. And as McCarran tries to turn it, tries to push it through. And that's that Kate McCarran style. She's going to put her head down.
That was a nice
and she's
pass.
going to drive. Tries to find Hannah Holden on the outside and just couldn't. But Holliston's going to have a throw-in down in the Dedham end. Down in the Marauders end. Marauder is some sort of pirate connection, I think, right? Is there some kind of seafaring,
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think it is. Ball across. Nobody's there except for McGilliot. And keeper Viv Aranda finally gets there, but ball came across, and the only one was there was the outside back, number 8, Nora McGilliot. Grant's there. She finds McGilliot. McGilliot on the outside. McGilliot trying to turn it.
No.
Can't do it. Minute 22, Holliston leads by 1. As we said, this game is brought to you by our 5 fall sponsors, the Superette, Basil's Pizza, the Henry Studio, the Central Cafe, and Main Effort Financial. And it looks like there's an offsides, and it's going to be Holliston ball. First things first, the first sponsor we'll talk about is the Superette. run by our dear friend Chris Lancini. Super Ed is a Holliston institution. Been here since before, like when we used to say in the Army, when Christ was a corporal. So everybody and their uncle and their uncle and their uncle and their father's uncle, and they all been to Super Ed and have gotten a sandwich from there. The ball across from Dedham. It's one time. It's a shot in. It's going to one-hop right at Lucas. Nice play. That was number 11, Ruby Roslanek. Roslanek turns on one, gets good pace on it, but it's right at the Holliston keeper. Super Ed makes sandwiches, has food, has soup, and that ball pops, and McCarron's there. And there's trouble. But Veranda comes out. McCarron's still able to get it and puts it off Veranda. Aranda, and I'm not sure if it's Aranda or Aranda. That's truly like the same tomato thing. So if Viv, Aranda or Aranda, if I say your name wrong, I'm sorry. You're the keeper, so you get talked about a lot. So McCarron's there to put it off of her and earn a Holliston corner. Looks like it's going to be Hannah Holden. Takes it ball up high, trying to find McCarron. Goes overhead.
No.
Grantfors is there. No. Mancuso's there. Clark's there. Mancuso puts it in. McCarron one time and scores!
That's a lovely goal.
What a shot. What a ball in by Lucy Mancuso. Kate McCarron one time and Holliston's up 2-0. So Kate McCarron in the 24th minute on a one-time beautiful ball in from Lucy Mancuso, who, again, coming up from that outside back. Lucy Mancuso, she's your right back.
Yep, absolutely. That's the way it gets played these days.
So a great ball in, and McCarron finishes, and McCarron did not score in the last game we were at with Ashland. Kate McCarron is she, of course, the leading scorer for Holliston, and their true finisher. And McCarron does her job there, and one time, hard strike, and Aranda really didn't have a chance at that. So Holliston leads by a score of 2-0 in this first half. And Dedham they may not be sure what's kind of happening here. That's Maureen Malvey in number 6, and touches the ball with both of her hands and doesn't get called for it. So Mancuso, that's Clark on the outside. Some more subs going in. So what do you think? I mean, Dedham's now chasing 2 in this half. What's their recipe to try and, get back into this?
Well, I just don't think they have a good attacking game. They don't have a very good midfield game, except they sort of they seem to be focusing on defence, but they don't seem to have a constructive setup going, to be honest.
Well, yeah, and it's starting to show as Holliston seems to be finding some, especially here in the attacking.
Yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with kind of this, this like kind of tricky, I'm just going to mark these 2 players and try and take them out?
I don't know. They've all got mixed up right now, so I don't think that's. It's a thing that you don't want to see, but I don't think it's the reason.
Yeah, you don't think that's the
I don't think
cause
it's
of that goal?
reason. No, I don't. I mean, that what was her name? That Holliston player. She's been a menace all the time as far as the opposing defence is concerned. She's her shots are very powerful, and then she can sort of shoot on the fly and stuff like that. And she gets superb control of the ball. One of the things I do. When I first was on corners, she would be able to sort of rise. She's so tall, she would have been able to rise above everybody else, and she could connect it with her forehead, and it would go down in towards the goal so powerfully. She got a number of goals like that. But I often criticise why don't they use the short corner? They do the same thing every time, and now I'm beginning to see that she doesn't score those goals anymore. because
it seems that it looks like that
people watch and they see what she
does.
does.
It looks like they've seen some of the tape on Holliston, that's for sure. So we have a little break in the action. I think it was a Holliston foul, and I think a Dedham player was slightly injured, but it looks like she's okay. Lucas comes out. She one times it up to the right side.
Yeah.
But we're back underway. So Holliston was pressing, and now back in their own end.
What's happened to this side of the field?
And you're noticing the same thing that I don't know if either of the two coaches are noticing, but the left side, as Holliston looks at it, is pretty much wide open.
It's wide open.
So Dedham's having trouble moving the ball to the other side as Holliston is as well. So it looks like the defenders are doing a pretty good job of keeping that ball isolated on one side as opposed to letting teams move the back to and switch fields on them. Mancuso puts it out, so it's going to be a Dedham throw. Nice ball down, taking the ball down, but then once again, it comes out. Utke puts it forward. Utke's having a game today. Seen a lot of her. Malvy's up front. McElliott with the throw. See, Olivia Kirchner's in right now, number 19. She's playing for, she's a freshman, Kirchner. So we had Kirchner, a freshman, Malvy, a sophomore, McElliott's a sophomore, Uki, the senior. She swings and misses.
Come on.
There's Kirchner. She tries to put it back to McElliott, and she can't get there. Grandfors is there. Grandfors is able to clear it out.
Yeah, right.
There's the ball in. Malvy turns, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. McElliott with the throw. So finishing up with the Superette, ball popped up. It's Utke. She's trying to find Clark. She's not there. Ball comes in. Mancuso pops it up, but it goes right to Aranda. Holliston Superette, anything you need. Food, sandwiches, somebody to talk to. Because that's the other thing about Chris Lancini. I mean, as I said, he's one of my dear friends, and he likes to talk to you. He wants to hear what you have to say, and then as a hard ball goes down, it's McElliott.
Yeah.
And McElliott goes down hard. I hope she didn't hit her head, and I think she's okay. She pops up. And we're going to have a look. Coach Chazzy's going to come, and the medical staff's going to come take a look at her. She may have fallen and might have hit the back of her head. They'll take a look, but she looks like she's okay. Norm McElliott is a sophomore starter this year. Has started all the games, and she's going to come out, and they're going to take a look at her. She'll take a break. She's going out under her own power. Looks like she's okay. So we were talking about the sponsors. We were talking about what the sponsors do. The sponsors are here to support the Holliston Hub because the Holliston Hub, a nonprofit organization, as Hannah Holden's about to take the free kick. And this could be dangerous right here for Dedham because Holden can get a hold of it. No pun intended. She does. Ball's up right in front of the net. It's headed away. Grandfors is there. Utke's there. Grandfors comes in hard. Can't get it. Shot in. Clark. No, sorry. That was Mancuso. And looks like the ball's going to go out. It's going to be a Dedham goal kick. So Grandfors was there. She almost got a piece of it. So as I said, the Holliston Hub is a nonprofit organization, and the Holliston Hub exists because of people like you, and because of people in Holliston and people and our sponsors. And it's funny because right now, as I'm looking down, I think I see one of our sponsors on the sideline. I think that I see our sponsor, the Henry Studio, and the Henry Studio, of course, is one guy whose name is not Henry. His name happens to be Rich Powers. So at this time, and Rich Powers is down photographing this game. So Rich Powers, now we should have a little shout out to Rich Powers right now. Beth, could you do me a favor and just throw a rock and hit that guy? No, don't throw anything at him. But there's Rich Powers on the sideline. We'd zoom in on him. Let's get him. Yeah, there he is. That's Rich Powers from the Henry Studio, one of our fall sponsors. So hopefully Rich will see this. We're looking at him from the back. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a good camera, and he is an artistically brilliant photographer, and that is no joke. Rich Powers is also famous with the Boston Marathon because of his dog Spencer. Spencer is a marathon icon. Spencer, unfortunately, has passed away not too long ago, but Spencer was the Boston Marathon dog to where they made a statue about his dog Spencer, sponsored by the Boston Marathon because Spencer was there at every marathon that he was alive. So, Rich Powers, if you ever have any photography questions, true, but if you have any dog questions, talk to Rich. He'll tell you how to train a dog, and I may have to talk to him because my dog could use a little more discipline, a little more focus right now. But that's another story. So we're back on the action. Fitzgerald's chasing it down, and she's gonna let it go. And no, she's not. She's gonna play with it, and she's gonna end up having to be a Holliston goal kick. So Fitzgerald, that's one of the things you like to see, right? You see a defender, maintaining, not getting nervous, not stressing out, and that ball is coming down, keeping her head about her, and not trying to make an errant pass. It could go, somewhere where she doesn't, and plays it out. Grand Fours is there, and here comes Dedham. Chloe Buckley is playing on the outside. She's there. Ball across. And there comes Grand Fours. Grand Fours comes away, puts it forward, trying to find McCarron, but you can't. Moreno for Dedham is able to come away with it. There's a lot of contact on that outside over there with Mancuso, but no whistles. Fitzgerald puts it forward. So great to see Rich Powers. Rich Powers is a big proponent, long-time volunteer. McCarron comes away with it. McCarron with a little bit of space. There's Mulvaney. Mulvaney goes into trouble, but she comes away with it. Mulvaney across, trying to find McCarron. And it looked like McCarron might have been offsides, but she collides with Aranda, the goalkeeper, and it looks like she's okay. She gets up a little gingerly, but as we know, Kate McCarron, who is the daughter of Tim and Lori McCarron, and, what more can you say? Tim and Lori McCarron, probably two of the strongest athletes Holliston's ever seen. Tim McCarron, of course, plays for Downtown Old Man Softball. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He won't say, and he's a very modest guy, but he'll, that's pretty much, that's kind of known fact across the board. And one of the reasons for Downtown's great success over the years. There's a lot of softball representation here on this we've seen over the years, but in particular, let's see some of the softball connections. Of course, Kira Lucas' dad, Brad Lucas, also a proud veteran of the United States Air Force and a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy. Ball across. Things are starting to open up a little bit. Here comes Caitlin Clark trying to find McCarron. McCarron with the give and go, trying to send it forward to Clark. And a little too strong, but it's going to get cleared out by Dedham.
Now they should start to pull somebody over on this left side. Look, they're just all drifting over.
So as the godfather of Holliston softball is watching, he's calling this game. He is calling this game without any bias. No. He is also coaching this game as if he were the coach, and he'd say, whoa, we need to get some people on this left side.
Well, they should, because they just, I don't know, it's kind of, it's obvious when you sit and look at it. It's like half the pitch is empty. And
it's kind of good to use the whole field, and it helps out, right?
Yeah, and just to slide across instead of trying to blast it in the air to an oncoming halfback or something. That's very dangerous.
So as we're winding down here, 34 minutes in, Holliston leads by a commanding 2-0, 2-0 lead by goals by Bella Utke and Kate McCarron. There's Fitzgerald playing on the outside. Once again, playing with confidence. Ball in and just misses, and it's cleared by Mancuso. Trying to find McCarron. She's there. McCarron on the outside. McCarron sends it forward.
That is it.
Trying to find Holden. Holden's on. So Holden on the outside. Holden gets the ball across. Nice ball there. McCarron.
Hit. Somebody come up.
Buckley's there. Trying to keep it forward. Utke's there chasing. Sophie Grant steps up. She steps in. Nice ball by Ellie Grandforce to push it to the outside. There's Clark. Talked to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Soccer Clark, of course. Talked to her before the game. Said she's due. And Caitlin Clark, senior captain, number 11. She is due. So look for something for Caitlin Clark today, because I got a funny. McCarron pops it overhead.
There's no
McCarron almost did. That was the closest thing to a bicycle kick that we've seen. She almost did it.
Yeah.
McCarron tries to get cute. She didn't leave her feet though. That's you got to kind of leave your feet in order to get enough purpose on that.
We got to use your eyes.
You guys used to do that all the time, right?
Well,
those jumping back to the goal bicycle kicks.
No.
Do that. You get hurt doing that.
I wouldn't have played the next game.
Yeah, that is you gotta land that just right.
Yeah, see,
so you don't do any
get
permanent
stuck in that corner, and the ball's going up and down because there's nobody else. Look at this number. Look, this one there. She's following this goal back. Why does she follow the damn goal back? She's on the attack. She's in there at half.
And there you go.
Pull out farther so it opens the field of play up.
And there it is, right? Send somebody down there who's not getting marked, and next thing you know.
Well, why don't the coaches see that? They're looking at it just like I am.
That's why we have this microphone. That's why we're going to send Beth down. She's going to send this message. It's going to be just a cryptic, sign message. Watch the left side. To Coach Chadsey. We'll see if she sees it. And maybe she does, and maybe it's just a matter of, personnel or just, that's not part of that game plan, and who knows. Utke pushes forward. Here she goes.
Exactly. Look what she did. She came streaking up that outside, and it just because the
and brought her defender in. There you go.
No, the defender just got there. But they don't do that at all. That's the first time anybody's tried that.
So Holliston looks like they're in command of this game, and
yes, they are.
As we said, Don Savvy, the coach, he said that Dedham had played yesterday, so they may be. I don't know if it's a fatigue thing. Hey, Clark almost gets her head on it.
They're what, 18 years old?
They're
right.
The oldest one out there should be about 18.
We played 2 games in a day.
Different times. Yeah.
Oh, come on. They're fitting than any of us were.
That's true. Because you were 18 years old. There was, that after that game, you'd probably go to the pub, right?
18?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we would. Yeah, we sneak in with a bartender that didn't know who we were.
Ball up, and we're winding down here in the first half. Holliston leads by a score of 2-0. And looks like if they can stay kind of in this level of control. Dedham really hasn't put anything together. We haven't seen anything.
Nothing. No.
Not any real threats yet. Where Holliston's usually, Holliston will score, but at the same time there'll be some shots on their goal.
I see Dedham's been told to mark 2 players. That's precisely what they're doing. You see them, they're like they got a lead between the two of them. You watch.
For those of you who don't know the actual translation or the actual measurement of a league, let's go ahead and look that up. Let me look that up as we're talking right now.
I said a lead.
Oh, you said league.
Yeah.
You said like, you know, like 1,000, like,
Like a dog.
10,000 leagues under the sea.
No, yeah, right.
Listen, you know what?
That's more. What's going on out there is more like that than what
I don't even think it's here.
No, probably not.
I don't even have it on my. It's not even. Oh wait, correction. It is. Hold on.
Here we go. Let's see what they. Oh no! What happened there? Oh, you can't give that.
So for those of you listening, all right, this is a little educational moment. I don't know if there was a league between them. Because were there a league between them, that would be 15,840 feet. So you obviously didn't say league.
I did say league, but it seemed like that to me. But I didn't say that, no.
So one league. You don't give them one league. Don't give them 15,840 feet.
Don't do that.
No, that's too much space.
That's not good.
Speaking of space, Caitlin Clark's got some on the right side.
She's got to
And she sends it
No,
across.
come on.
Not enough on it. Uki's there. Shoots with the left foot.
Oh, nice save. A lovely save. Yes.
And a good save by Ivana right at her.
Nice shot.
Uki had a good shot, had a good look.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's the end of the first half. So Holliston finishes almost with a hat trick, a team hat trick at the end of the first half. So Holliston leads by a score of 2-0 against the Dedham Marauders. We have about a small break, so make sure if now's the time. If you need to go get a snack, I mean, if you're watching this game outside, because you like to have that kind of outside feeling when you watch soccer on TV, go get a hot chocolate or some nice warm drink. But also, you can also look at all of our sponsors. There'll be you'll see their logos, their lovely, colorful logos over the next several minutes in the break. So don't go too far because we're going to be right back with some Holliston, with the second half of girls varsity Holliston soccer. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the second half of Holliston girls varsity soccer, where Holliston leads Dedham by a score of 2-0. Once again, this is brought to you by the Holliston Hub with our executive producers today, Kate and Tom, and your host, John Drohan, with the godfather of Holliston soccer. I got softball on the mind because we have our championship game coming up this weekend.
Dear me.
Holliston Soccer's godfather, that is none other than John K. Marshall. John K. Marshall is also the father of Haley Marshall, who I happen to be married to. So that is how I was introduced to soccer. And I love telling the story about how, because I never grew up playing soccer. I didn't know, soccer was like, it's a game. I know they kick it around, but, I play American football. And for years, my father-in-law, then my very young father-in-law would say to me, "You need to watch English football." And I was like, I want to. And then you and I started coaching together, and the next thing you knew, I was a believer. Yeah, it was like I had that epiphany moment when we were watching I don't know how many World Cups ago, where it all became clear. Just like in Ted Lasso. So just all of a sudden, just like the light show, like the clouds parted and the sun came out, and I realized why they called this the beautiful game. And here we are. So Holliston having a pretty good game of their own right now, leading Dedham by a score of 2-0 as we're underway in the second half. Holliston looks like they have their starting crew out there right now. Kate McCarron scored, and along with Bella Utke. Utke's the senior. I was talking with Coach Chadsey before the game, and also with you. Holliston's kind of on the bubble here. Holliston is not sure if they're going to make the playoffs, and that would be the first time that they haven't made the playoffs in 11 years.
Oh, is that right? Is that right, huh?
So this is a very big game for Holliston. So let's hope they can keep the intensity up and finish this off, because it looks like Dedham right now is in trouble. Speaking of trouble, Hannah Holden on the outside. She gets a turn, gets a ball across. Nice ball across.
Oh, no.
And and she gets pushed down. And, wow, that was a hard hit on Lauren Mulvaney.
Yeah.
Mulvaney gets hit, and right in front of the goal as she's trying to score, and there was no whistle. I don't know. That could have been that looks like it could have been a foul in the box and awarded a penalty kick, and I don't think the Dedham coach would have had a lot to say about that, because that was a beautiful cross by Hannah Holden. Mulvaney was there and couldn't get her foot on it because she was getting hit in the back. Nonetheless, Holliston once again keeping the pressure on Dedham, and it's going to be a Holliston foul.
I don't understand that either.
I don't understand that either.
No.
So, once again, your production here at the Holliston Hub, as we were saying, our producer, Kate, on the camera, and Kate is a volunteer. So let's just kind of talk about volunteerism here, because, Kate, you're not getting paid, right? No, she's not getting. So that would constitute the definition of volunteer. Tom, of course, gets paid a handsome salary, and then, of course, John and I get paid. We get paid almost an embarrassing amount of money in order to do this, and for all the right reasons, because we're professionals. So, Kate, I want to thank you, a specific thank you for volunteering here at the Holliston Hub, because we, the Holliston Hub needs volunteers just like you to be able to put these things together, and that's kind of the model that Holliston is that we've had here. When we were HCAT before, is that volunteer crew is an integral part of us being able to do everything that we've done. So looks like we got a Holliston throw. It's going to be Mancuso down in the Dedham end. Holden again. Good step, gets the ball across, just isn't able to turn it, get it in front of the goal, puts it behind it. Starting to cool off here as the sun's going down and the lights are on here at Kamitian Field. You and I were talking when we were coming in the game today about how this is the last regular season game, and usually we've had a couple of cold games before the last one, right?
Yeah, we did.
The weather we've had this fall has just been very, very, very balmy, and this is really the first game, without weather.
Which is like it's like soccer weather, really,
That's right. Good. Well, it's not true soccer weather, because if it was, there'd be a little steady rain, not too hard, right?
True soccer. That's right. It's rain. That's right. Absolutely. That's the way it goes.
Well, that's the way it goes in the country where you learned how to play soccer.
Yeah, it did.
A little bit of rain.
As I used to tell you, it sorts the men from the boys, but I'm not too sure about that.
I mean, either they're all men or all boys, because it's always raining.
That's right.
It's funny. Speaking of your country, we just started watching that program, the Clarkson Farm program.
Oh.
And it's funny because it seems like all of the shots it seems sunny there and bright and blue skied, and I'm like, wow, it's not kind of how I remembered all of it. But I guess they just take the good clips. So Holliston pushing back out of Dedham's end, comes up front to McCarran. Moreno, who's been pretty much in McCarran's pocket the entire game, she comes away with it. There's Mancuso on the outside.
What's the whistle for that?
Mancuso gets called another whistle, and then so that's the second Holliston whistle that's happened here.
Did you see that?
I think he may have called it for grabbing a shirt.
Yeah, but I didn't see that.
It might have been it.
It was it.
Yeah, so it's going to be Dedham free. It's taken by number 16. That's Emily Bonsall. Shoots in. Mulvaney's there. Mulvaney's trying to get a hold of it. Ball gets free. It goes wide of the goal, and Kira Luke's going to let that drive away. Got some listeners out there. Jason Smith. I think Jason Smith might be watching the production. Jason Smith again, another mediocre, probably mediocre at best. Old man softball player, plays for a team that I think might be. They maybe, if there were a C League, they would relegate that team to the C League. That, of course, his team is South. Not a lot of South fans out there that were listening. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of South fans out there at all, but South is his team. His coach, of course, Brian Sweeney, and there's not a whole lot else to say other than those are facts. Actually, I'm being a little facetious. Jason Smith, a big fan of the program, also a big fan of Money in the Law, one of the productions here at the Holliston Hub. And Jason Smith is I think he's got to be in the Hall of Fame. If there's a hockey Hall of Fame for Holliston, Jason Smith is probably one of the first inductees, as he was a fantastic, outstanding hockey goalie here in Holliston. And he holds his own in softball. We'll leave it at that. Another Holliston softball connection here is of Jay McDonald. So Skylar McDonald is keeper here on the varsity, and ball's out. Ivana is able to come out. Rhonda, is able to come out and scoop it up. High kick in the middle. Jay McDonald's here, and then we've had two of our big fans are still in town from Arizona.
Two of your big fans?
Two of your big fans, our big fans, but I think mostly you. Tom and Carol. Tom and Carol are here from Arizona, and they leave tomorrow, so they were able to stick out one more game, so I got to see them before the game, and they listen. They, of course, avid fans and always watch our live broadcasts of Holliston soccer. And I also talked to Brad Lucas at halftime, and Brad Lucas told me that his Aunt Susan watching the game again. We had a shout-out to Aunt Susan during senior night, but another shout-out again. So Aunt Susan, who's an avid fan of the Holliston Hub production of girls varsity soccer. So Aunt Susan, once again, thank you for watching, and thank you for always being there and making this even more fun. The ball comes out in the middle.
This is getting very scrappy.
Yeah, that's not pretty.
No, it isn't. It's kind of everybody seems to be rushing around.
That's not the thing you want to do with a 2-goal lead, right?
Well, I don't know. No. You don't want to do it with anything because it just.
We have this game in hand, right? You have this. You're in control. Why start changing what you're doing? And
but I mean, I don't see a lot of control out here, to be honest. It's.
Mulvaney, nice settle.
There's a nice little pass there.
And then Holden, nice ball forward. She's got McCarron. McCarron on the outside. McCarron in space. McCarron gets a push, shoots the left foot, and Clark was there.
You got to learn this short pass game because it's far more accurate. There, a 5 or 10 yard pass.
Tell us.
Huh?
Say how you feel.
Yeah, I mean she was coming across, and her partner was about 10 feet away, and she tried to turn around and take a shot. Well, she just passed it across her partner with the whole goal to shoot at.
She did. She did. She had a good turn. Had a good ball pushed to the left.
That's because they're all want to go at 100 miles an hour.
And that's it. If you just take that
slow it down,
that one extra beat,
absolutely, right? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have more, you have a little bit more time. You don't have all the time in the world, right? But you have a little bit more time. And if she did, she would have been able to find Caitlin Clark, who was there unmarked, like you said, right in front of that goal.
Well, they got to start thinking about it. They got to start. They don't play. You got.
Well, that's what you say, right? That's what you
see. I find it frustrating to look at because I can see it happening.
Yeah, and when you watch like the higher levels of side, you watch Messi. That ball comes to Messi. He's going to see it. He's going to see it. And he's going to know I have that one extra half beat where I can settle it.
Yeah, because he knows that he can bring the ball down under control from any position at any speed and drop it right at the end of his foot. He knows that. He has confidence in himself. These kids are pretty good. There's the few, 2 or 3 or 4 of them in there that are really exceptionally good. But they're trying to sort of play 100 miles an hour.
Well, we've seen this, right? We've seen this at this level where, and there's a ball across it. Uki, nice ball across.
That's it. Oh, what a lovely
save. What a shot.
What a lovely shot.
So Uki sends the ball across, and there was Lauren Mulvaney, and Mulvaney almost able to finish, but a great save by Viv Aranda.
She was only a great save because she shot it straight at her.
And that helped, too. That helped that she was right in the right position.
Yes, she was.
She was positioned. But great ball across Bella Uki. This could be the best game I've seen Uki play this year.
Yeah.
So Bella Uki, number 4, nice run down the left side, gets a ball across, and Mulvaney's there and almost able to finish it off. There's Clark on the outside. Clark with a turn. She gets a ball across.
Nice.
It's clipped.
No.
There's Mulvaney. Mulvaney's there. She gets it across, and no one's there.
Nice.
And no one's there.
Yeah.
So Holliston's making trouble right now. Grant's there. Mancuso's there.
Push it back. Look, but there you go.
Nice
there you go. Slowly. There. Get it in control. There you go. Come on. That's right. Slow it down, guys. There you go.
So Holliston's starting to put the pressure on here in the second half with the 2-goal lead. So we have some substitutions coming in. Talking about our sponsors, once again, I was able to talk to our sponsor. We talked about them in the Henry studio. Went out and talked to Rich Powers, who's out there photographing the game right now. Kate McCarron comes away with it. McCarron turns and earns herself a corner. Nice play by McCarron. Other sponsors, of course, is Basil's Pizza. Basil's Pizza, that is, we call them, they're like the sports restaurant, right? So if you're doing some high school sports, like a game like tonight, right? No one wants to cook after the game, right? No. But you're hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's go get a pizza. Holliston corner, ball up. Nice ball in. McCarron comes in. Grand Force is there, but Viv Aranda is able to control it in the air. Go to Basil's Pizza. Basil's is right there on Washington Street. That's where they have an extensive menu. I love the Greek influence in Basil's Pizza. A lot of great, excellent Greek dishes that they have. Their pizza's fantastic. And, of course, the people in there are fantastic. Just kind of, same thing as like Superette. You go in there, you want to talk to somebody, you want to have a good time, you want to have a good feeling when you leave, along with some good food, you go to Basil's. So make sure you take the time to go to Basil's and see those guys. Get some pizza, get some Greek food, get some French fries, get soda, get anything you want. I mean, their menu's massive. And a big proponent of Holliston sports, and a big proponent here of our production of Holliston sports here at the Holliston Hub is one of our fall sponsors. Okay, so like you said, things are getting a little scrappy down there. A lot of balls flying, a lot of longer passes, which tends to make things a little bit more reckless.
I don't.
What were you saying? I feel I'm sensing your frustration here. And remember, there's no mute button on this, and you can't be muted on this. But you know what?
What?
I feel your frustration.
Well, I look at this.
Here we go.
You got two goals there. Taking corners.
Karen shot in. Got paper. Got purpose.
You know what my feeling about corners are? It's useless things. I wish they'd abandon them. Anyway, but
you're in a corner protest, aren't you?
They're there. You got to deal with them. So deal with them. You got two guys on this field that can take the most beautiful corners I've ever seen. Powerful, hit it with their instep. They're lovely. Okay. Has anybody ever heard of number one, a short corner? No, I bet not. Have they ever heard of an end swinger? No.
Why don't you tell the audience what is an end swinger? What is that?
Well, they just position the ball, and then they come around and approach it from a different point, and as the ball takes off from your foot, it's got a bit of a spin to it. So instead of going out, it comes out and swings back in towards the goal. That is bloody devastating if you do it right.
Ball across. And Mulvaney's right there, but she pops it over the goal.
And then the other one, you switch it around a bit. Then you do an out swinger, which is what all these girls do. They do that. They hit it and they drive it straight across the face of the goal. So you've got three options there. You can switch back and forth, and you get the defence not knowing where. Right now they know exactly where to go. They go and pile up in the back corner, and they wait for it to come over.
I bet a lot of these. I mean, I hear what you're saying about being able to hit the in or the out swing. And I think that's Mulvaney gets some speed behind that ball, but just wide of the post. Holliston's banging under. Mulvaney's had 4 shots on goal in the last 5 minutes. I think she's feeling it. But I think that, I agree with you. If you have somebody who can do that, who has the ability to do that.
You do.
And that's a and is it going to happen the way you want it every time? No, shots don't happen the way you draw them up every time. But
I mean,
So Dedham on the outside. Some good defense there. It's like Ellie Grandfors is there to stop that. Good job by Grandfors. Yeah, a lot of the corners seem they use hope as a course of action.
They do.
I hope that the keeper's out of position. I hope that somehow the ball gets to the ground and there's a mistake, or I hope that maybe by luck, someone gets ahead on it with enough pace behind it.
It's up to the coach. I mean, she should watch. She should see what players she's got. She says, "Oh, that girl can do it this. That girl can do it that." Okay.
Well, remember in the last game we did see a short corner.
Yeah, we did.
We did see, I thought
it dragged everybody out of position. But did you ever see it again? No.
I felt like when you saw that short corner, you felt like it was like your birthday. It was like Christmas Day for you.
Yeah, it took my breath away.
Yeah, you were very happy.
Absolutely.
Shot in. That's Claire Fitzgerald taking a shot. She's trying to get on the board. So Dedham knows they're in the playoffs. So Dedham, they know they're in the playoffs. It's just a question of whether or not they're going to host a playoff game. I imagine that, and talking to their coach, they're right on the bubble as to whether or not they may be able to host a game. Holliston is just trying to get in. They're trying
Is Dedham in the playoffs? These guys are in the playoffs. Right?
Dedham is in the playoffs. But whether or not they're going to host a home game that still remains to be seen. And I don't think a loss to Holliston is going to help them in any way, shape, or form with that.
No, it ain't.
Holliston, on the other hand, a win here could help them. Could be the nudge they need to secure a playoff spot. And I don't think Holliston's going to be hosting any home playoff games this year. So this is going to be our last production, I think, of the season.
Wow, how about that?
So we got 20 minutes left of the 2025 season. So let's make the most of it. Let's hope Holliston makes the most of it. They can leave here with a win. I did tell the Dedham coach that we were a little bit. We try to be as unbiased as we can. However, you know what? Our hypocrisy has some boundaries.
So sure.
Yeah, so we're calling it for the home team.
We're putting where we tell it how we see it. I think this is a.
But
I think these kids have kept going, and they got a nice little defense going now.
They do.
They do. I mean, those kids were told to mark those players, and believe you me, they marked them. And they caused some disruption, and Holliston didn't know what to do about it. So
we've seen Holliston give up some. We've seen Holliston score some goals late, and also give some up. So
absolutely,
this game is far from over.
No.
Dedham gets on the board.
Yeah, last week an example of that.
That's right. Mancuso's playing a tough game today. Doing a great job on the outside.
Yeah.
There she is with the throw. Buckley's there. So Chazzy bringing in some of her youth, giving them some experience. Emma Arsenal comes off. And looks like Utke's coming back in. Utke's having a game. And there she is. Scored that first goal in the opening minute. And Holliston's been pretty much in control this entire match.
No, come on. What happened there?
So Dedham on the outside, trying to push in. There's Fitzgerald to clean it up. Clara Fitzgerald, a long-time 4-year starter here. This could be, if Holliston doesn't clinch that playoff berth, a lot of these seniors, this could be their last game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a sad thought. So I'm sure Holliston wants to finish this up and keep this thing going. Players like Clara Fitzgerald, Caitlin Clark, Kira Lucas. You want to
see? They're just kicking the ball back and forth now.
There's a little kickball going on right now.
I'm afraid of this. Yeah, I'm afraid of this. There's still time to score goals. Yeah, there's a lot of time left. That's right.
A lot of time left in this game. So as I was saying, we try to be. Here comes Holliston with numbers. Holden.
Nice.
Got Uki. There's McCarron. Long shot. It bounces out.
Oh.
Nobody's there to finish it.
No, you see this defensive three there. When it gets close like that, they're right on top of their man.
Job.
They do.
They do a good job. So Holden puts the ball to Kate McCarron. McCarron gets a shot with some pace on it. Bounces off the hands of Aranda. And nobody from Holliston there to finish it. They had the freshman Kirchner was there. Olivia Kirchner was almost there to clinch. And also Maureen Malvey was there as well. But nobody, not enough. More Dedham subs coming in. So I imagine that Dedham might be, Coach Savvy might be thinking about, just the ability for Dedham to maintain this pace to try and get back in this game, coming off a game last night. Mancuso, long throw in. Has McCarron, we're going to do that one over again. McCarron had a good position, was almost able to turn, but Dedham defender was there to clean it up. Mancuso. Malvy's there. And it looks like it's going to be a Dedham goal kick. So not a lot of action for Kira Lucas in the Holliston goal tonight.
No, it's not.
In the last game, she had a game.
Yeah, she was in it right up to her neck. That's right.
And senior night against Ashland, I bet you there was at least 10 solid shots on her that she made outstanding saves. It's going to be a Holliston foul. I'm not really sure of that call either.
No,
but
no, am I. I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, I thought usually if someone kind of sits on the ball, there'll be some form of a handball called, but it's Dedham free. They lob it in the front of the goal. It bounces up. Lucas is there. Lucas is able to get it. Lucas was sneaking out of that goal, but she was hesitant to commit, and finally the ball came to her. Got lucky. Karen races, can't get there. There's Holden. Hannah Holden, once again showing she has the ability to kind of control that middle as a midfielder as good as anybody we've seen this year. So Holliston's got although they do have some seniors graduating, some key players.
I think they got a good base.
They got a nice core and a lot of people coming back.
What happened there?
Nice play by Sophie Grant.
No. She had enough time to keep going.
She did. Sophie Grant has a nice tackle, cleanly takes it away, and unfortunately sends it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sometimes that's the way it goes.
That's it. Good.
Dedham trying to put something together in Holliston's end, but just can't.
Well, Dedham seems to play it on the ground in the air all the time. I don't see anything. I don't think I don't see anything constructive going along. It's reactive to whatever the situation is. I don't see a lot of constructive stuff going. Now this is going to be a straightforward smash straight in the middle of a bunch of players. Look, there we go.
Long Dedham kick. There we go. Straightforward smash, just as you predicted. One hopper to the keeper.
One up to the keeper. Yeah.
That's it. You saw that coming, mile away.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure that was a.
They drew that up. Yep.
Yeah, a coach designed situation.
So Holliston Hub is brought to you by you, of course, our listeners and viewers. And also a nice takeaway by Ellie Granfors and our sponsors. And one of our other fall sponsors is the Central Cafe. So the Central Cafe, located right there on Central Street. You know what it is? It's like that. It's like a high-end, get whatever you need kind of store. There's McCarron. Oh, she can't get there. Just cleared by the Dedham defender, Moreno. And she got lucky there because McCarron was coming in with a full head of steam. Ball into McCarron. She can't control it.
Oh, dear me.
And it's going to be a Holliston.
It's got to be a Holliston, surely.
It's going to be a Dedham.
What did she do? She blasted it off, didn't she?
I think it went off.
Oh, did it go off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, there she comes away with it. Can't hold it. Grantforce sends it in, and it goes wide of the goal. She can get a lot on that. So the Central Cafe, store that has, kind of that whole wide variety, and also has a full liquor license as well. But you can get food, groceries there, lottery tickets, anything that you need. And it's Central Cafe has been there for many, many years. Another one of the Holliston institutions. And can't say enough about how wonderful the Azier people, the Azier family is. They've always supported Holliston. They redid Central Cafe, so Central Cafe is kind of all redone on the inside. There's also I believe that there's like a Holliston think tank that meets there, led by fall softball champion Ken Sawyers, who he's one of the members of said think tank, and he's also a member of the Storm team, which is getting ready to play this coming Sunday for the fall Old Man Softball Championships. Happens this Sunday, and ball pops away.
No.
Yeah. Ronda's there. Coming into the 70th minute, Holliston leads by 2. And they're not taking their foot off the gas. Mulvaney sends a long one in, and my partner throws his hands up and just can't understand it. At least the ball's not going against Holliston's goal. At least they're not hitting the ball at that goal.
Well, that's true.
It would make things a little bit different.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, it's
one way to protect the lead, right?
One way of looking at it, yeah.
Shoot at the goal. Shoot at their goal, and they're not shooting at yours.
Absolutely. That. No. Here we go. We're going to
Ellie Grand Force on the reverse field.
Slow it down there.
Mancuso to Grand Force. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, she's got out.
Mancuso, and just goes. It is frustrating, and we're used to it now because we've been calling the games for many years on this field with, the 17 different lines for all the different sports that they play on this field.
Yeah.
It'll be nice when we were talking about that. Kate and I were talking about that as we were saying, in the beginning. I was like, when Holliston is going to get that new high school. We've been talking about this. I mean, this is the same high school that you watched your daughter graduate at.
That's right.
Your daughter, who happens to be my wife, in the class of, we won't say what class, but it was more than a minute ago.
Now that was nice and tricky, looked lovely, but didn't go anywhere.
But the idea is right?
Yeah, well, yes. If the idea is to just get rid of it nice and fast through your legs, so it looks good. But if the idea is to advance the game and pass it to one of your players in a more open position than you are, no, that stunk.
That's usually the intent. That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
maybe.
I mean, you know what? This could be our. We think it's our last production. So don't hold back. Yeah, the last one of the.
No, I get frustrated because these girls, and I've been saying that about women's soccer for years. They are really terrific. I remember once when I got injured, I got involved with the girls training, and I knew them from coaching them, and I played with them. And then when playing with them, I realised how skillful they were. So even amongst the boys too. I mean, the boys are all muscle and that, but the girls have got a finesse.
And they have finesse,
yes,
and they have and there's
they
real
are
skills.
Really good, and it frustrates me to see it wasted.
Long ball forward. Rhonda comes out to clear it because Kate McCarron was bearing down. Good idea, a little bit ambitious. Caitlin Clark on the outside. And that goes out. It's going to be another Holliston throw.
I think there is a thing called interference when you're playing this game.
I've never seen it called.
No, I don't think I know about it.
Fitzgerald shoots, and that goes a goal's length wide of the goal. That's okay. Fitzgerald coming up from that center back position. She wants to get on the board. She's a senior. I don't think.
Yep, that's right.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out what Claire Fitzgerald's high school goal count is. She's always played on the back line.
Yeah.
She's had a few shots.
Oh, she's one of the ones that was.
She's an attacking.
Started to attack.
Sure
I
did.
remember. Yeah. And she's good at it. I mean, all these girls, they are good. They are good. There's no doubt about it. They're very skillful. The way they control the ball, when they bring it down and stuff like that. I mean, you know, they've been playing for years. These kids, since they're 4 and 5 years old, and it's just the same as their European counterparts. There's nothing. They're just as good.
So
It just frustrates me to see it wasted.
Well, we've seen. Well, you and I got to see it for many years. We got to coach. We coached together in the Holliston Youth Softball Association, or HISA, which is this, like we said before, that's the big feeder of this is the grand finale here. This is the
where they end up.
This is it.
Yep,
This is the show, right? This is the big leagues, and for all those kids, for all those HISA years, they all kind of work and play, and the best of the ones that end up here. It's like Top Gun. It's like Top Gun for HISA. Yeah. Didn't think of that before. This is the best of the best, right?
Well, yeah, it is.
And kind of talking about what you're saying. I mean, these are the kids. They're all skillful. They're all good. They've all played for a long time.
Yeah.
For a number of different coaches. So they know how to play the game.
Oh, they do. They do.
They know how to play the game. So as we're coming into the final minutes here, 5 minutes, under 5 to go, and Holliston with a commanding 2-0 lead. So unless something really crazy happens in the next few minutes, Holliston looks like they may come away with a victory here, which could keep their playoff hopes alive. But once again, anything can change in the blink of an eye. Could be different than it'll be different than last night's World Series game. Here,
I look at that. The ball goes back to the goalkeeper. Great. So she runs out and she kicks it up. A little short pass straight out here on the ground. She was the red shorts all on her own, and it's only because they just don't look at the field as a whole. When
now's the time. Now is the time probably to start playing a little bit more under control.
Yeah,
trying to work that clock and come away with this victory instead of
calm down.
Instead of kind of getting yourself, putting the ball and getting yourself out of position, and the next thing you know, there's a counterattack and you're not ready to defend it.
What was that?
And that was
no. What the hell was this?
That's Hannah Holden gets called with that foul, and
what was the foul?
I don't know. She seemed like she got a lot of the ball with her head.
Oh yeah, well that's probably not allowed, where he comes from.
Well, Hannah Holden's having a solid game today, and she gets called for that foul. But it looks like I think Dedham might be running out of time right about now.
Yeah.
Mancuso is going to let that one go. So as the clock winds down, Holliston with a 2-0 lead. Let's see if they can secure this, and then with luck, with the hands of fate, the soccer gods will let Holliston live to see another day, and they'll get a playoff win, or get a playoff berth, correction. And if they get a playoff win, then there's even another one. You know what we may have to do? Holliston gets into the playoffs and wins a game. I think we may have to take this show on the road. Kate, you in? You ready for travel? Okay. Mulvaney shoots and scores!
Oh, what a lovely
there she
goal.
goes.
What a lovely goal. There you go.
Lauren Mulvaney, who's getting shadowed the whole game.
How can you not take these kids and turn them into a first-class team? Ask her that question when you next see her.
So Lauren Mulvaney gets that ball to her left foot and sends it over the top of the outstretched arms of Viv Aranda for the third Holliston goal. And like we said, Mulvaney, she had at least 7 shots this half on goal. She was due. So Mulvaney finally gets her to not for lack of effort because she earned that one. Great shot by Lauren Mulvaney, and she deserved it because, as we said,
she did.
Mulvaney was getting shadowed the entire game.
Yeah.
And
she
probably for the right reason. So
no, she did. She had a little shadow.
Mulvaney scores in the 78th minute to put Holliston up by 3-0 and putting this game in the books. So Kate McCarron comes off. Bella Utke comes off. As the clock winds down. And Holliston, great game tonight by Holliston. Like they played.
I thought they played good. Yep.
They defensively. Dedham wasn't able to put anything together.
No.
Hannah Holden across. She shoots one top, right at the keeper. But Holliston and once again, it's if you control that midfield.
Absolutely.
You'll keep that ball down the other team's end, and that's exactly what Holliston did this pretty much entire game. Kira Lucas not challenged really at all, so she's going to kind of take her time, send this back up to midfield, as Holliston's going to come away with a big victory here against a very strong and very good Dedham team. It's Arsenal on the outside. And these girls, they don't know how to sandbag and start taking time off the clock. We're going to go.
That's what's good about the women's soccer. They haven't got all the silly games that the men's soccer does.
Yeah, they're going to.
Holding short.
Lucas will. Lucas, she'll take her time, but she's
right.
going to send it up, and then everybody's just going to try and come down and try and score, put another one on the board.
There we go.
And that's it. So Holliston comes away with a big victory against the Dedham Marauders. Holliston 3 and Dedham 0. So if we get to do this again, Holliston, what do they need to do if they do get that playoff berth?
Well, they know how to play this game. They know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I know where I look.
Well, they're
not
spreading out the field, right? They could have done a better job of kind of spreading the field out.
They could have done.
Yep, could have done it.
They could have done a better job in switching the play from the right side to the left side. They could have done a better job in sort of keeping the short passing going. They could have done, I think, a better job in selecting the corners that they take. They probably know how to do this. Or maybe they don't, but I think that they do.
So Holliston,
I just think a lot of the time they get excited. They get into the enthusiasm for the game, and they think directly they come up against an opponent. That opponent is they always consider the opponent as good as them. They should have a little bit more confidence. They are an excellent team.
So you have it, folks.
They know how to play. They know how to play. They really do. And give them the ability to calm them down. Encourage them to play the short passing. Encourage them to find a player to pass to, not blast it from one end of the field to the other. They don't do that. I mean, they don't do these.
They don't do it consistently.
No,
yeah.
they'll fall into a pattern.
Yep.
They fall into a pattern and they play beautifully, and then all of a sudden it disappears.
So we're providing some constructive observation here for Holliston, right? Looks like but at the same time, they came away with a 3-0 win tonight against
That's
Dedham
great. That's wonderful.
to keep their playoff hopes
and
alive.
Kept themselves alive. Yep.
So there you go. So Holliston. So there's a few pearls of wisdom from the godfather of Holliston soccer for Holliston as if they're able to continue on into the postseason. So until that time, and if we'll see, maybe this might be our last broadcast of the season. So if it is, thank you so much for everybody who's joined us. And if it isn't, if we somehow get lucky, we'll get the word out to let you know that we'll be doing another game. So thank you for joining us here in the Holliston Hub. On behalf of Kate and Tom, our production team, and the godfather of Holliston soccer, John Marshall, I'm John Drowan. Thanks for joining us in Holliston Girls Varsity Soccer. We'll see you next time.